As I mentioned, Futureal is active in 3 European countries right now, Hungary, Poland and Romania. So far we have developed properties in the value of 900 million euros, and part of this are still on our books. So we are holding on these properties. We are not willing to hold on these properties forever. We see that in certain cases, if the financing is so favorable, it's worth to do that. As we see, the investor interest in Poland is definitely higher. As I also mentioned, Hungary is actually coming back to the radar of the investors, and not considering the political risk, I think this will last for a couple of more years like this, if nothing major change happens in the Western European countries. You have to know that Hungary is a very open economy, and we are very much depending on the Western European economies, especially Germany. So if anything is going on in the German market, it's immediately felt in Hungary.
I think we did look at, we've always looked at Hungary, and I'm quite convinced that we'll be in Hungary in the near future. We didn't go there because our main shareholders, 3 years ago when we were bought, actually didn't like the political uncertainty of Hungary. And that was purely the reason we didn't go there. From a logistic point of view, it makes a lot of sense, and it's quite a good staging post for product from Romania. Often comes into Hungary, into warehouses there, and then goes throughout Europe. So I think Hungary is a strong place for the future. I think politically it is a bit more stable, and there's still a sort of the unknown, and the rise of Russia and the strong links with Hungary. I think that could be a worry in the future, but for the moment, as long as Hungary, Poland and Slovakia don't put this big fence around them to keep all the immigrants out, then I think it'll work well.
I think it's certainly relatively more stable. That's the way I would put it, being slightly cynical. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, everybody looked at the Orban government and said, "Oh God, what on earth are they doing here?" But then, when you look at the Brexit referendum in the UK, by comparison, Orban becomes a small problem. And I think, if you then look at the whole context of the refugee crisis, if you look at, well, Spain now has finally a government, even if it's a minority government, but it's into the government for the best part of a year. Italy may soon have no government if the referendum goes the wrong way. So I think people just took the view and said, look, I mean, at least we know Orban, he's been here for 3 or 4 years, we know what he has been doing. It was actually more about rhetoric than about actions, and you get used to it and you get on with it, and then you look at the fundamentals, and if you suddenly see that you can buy prime office buildings in Budapest at 7%, you start looking at the opportunity, and that goes for all sectors.